Hey YouTube, Jolly Green 1990 here with my live reaction to One Piece 1067. There will be a break next week, specifically I think because it's Thanksgiving and also just this is the fourth week, so I'll try to do a video review of everything, specifically Egghead Island. If you want anything else, let me know. So without further ado, 1067, Chapter 1067, Punk Records, and right off the bat we see Caesar and Judge arguing. I love this. I was looking for it's like that. They're not going to just accept it. It's going to be some kind of frustration union. I forgot who you are again, Judge versus Caesar. Like I don't have any inclination who you are. What happened to your head? It used to be like a massive light bulb. So here, right off the bat, we have Bonney. The most curious said, I was getting a tad too long, so I cut it. We're not talking about hair here. As I recall, I was almost as tall as a giant when I met you. I heard rumors about it being big, but it was like an air balloon. Well, that's because I ate the brain fruit. All right, so I had been spoiled on this, the fact that he had eaten possibly the brain fruit, and the fact that, spoiler, Cypher Pole lands. Those two things. Pardon me, I bit my tongue. I meant to say I'm a brainy human because I ate the brain. YouTuber I follow kept trying to say that Vegapunk and others were part of the long head tribe, like the long leg. I think this is Oda's way of teasing and saying, nope. So, the brain fruit allows me to memorize an unlimited amount of knowledge and makes my brain grow in size accordingly. I like this idea because it's you have an ability, but sometimes there might be side effects of the devil fruit or the ability. This would be one of those. I like that. It makes my brain grow in size accordingly. Having an unlimited data bank is handy ability for a born genius like me. Now I have the largest brain in the world and it continues to grow. Still, did you put it somewhere? The fact that you have the other Vegapunks, his brain can grow larger and larger and not really be affected if it's somewhere or if it's in some other people. That's awesome, Chopper. Have you got tons of medical knowledge too, Dr. Vegapunk? Naturally. I love that Chopper's like, knowledge, medical. Does that mean you're dumb now, old guy? Because you could write, don't write off a genius, you asshole. He's like, that mean you're dumb now? No. See this apple here? It's an antenna. Nice. Take a gander at the top of Skyline. Notice how it says Punk Records on the giant egg? It's the hangar where I keep my brain. Nice. What? Isn't that way too big? There's no harm in me being away from it since my antenna can pick up brain noise. That's an interesting idea. The fact that, his brain is somewhere else. He's got antennas, so it's continually getting bigger, and staying there. You met a little girl who called herself Vegapunk, right? That's one of my clones. Nice. There are 6 on the island. You're a ninja? Each one, he's ignoring them. Each one is a facet of myself and an expert on their own key field of study. Nice. You'd get my full personality if you combine them, but they can get 6 times the work done. Here we go. What the? So we have Atlas, Edison, Shaka, Lilith, Wisdom, and York. So we have Wrath, Flare, Logic, Evil, Wisdom, Desire. Each one of them connects to Punk's records once a day to synchronize their memories and knowledge. Since their dispositions and responsibilities are so different, the wealth of their experience is that much greater. York, her initial design was okay, but now that I see her mouth, I don't like it. So I like Lilith the most. Atlas has cool design. Shaka and Edison. The others are okay. I mean, Pythagoras, York, but if I had to rate the most, even of the original Vegapunk, I think Atlas and Lilith, Shaka, and then Edison. Original, I would say, so Shaka, let's say for like coolest, Shaka, and then original. And then I like Atlas and Lilith out of the girls. That's just the truth of it. I think Lilith is hot. Not like her design. I like Atlas, the fact that she's a little girl. I like the fact that, she's, kind of got the curiosity. You all share the same room. I find it difficult to wrap my head around that, Jim, but nice. Just think of it as sharing the same library. I like this idea. If only I could let everyone in the world connect to my brain, all of humanity would have access to my knowledge. Then if the population of the world went on to update Punk Records themselves, it'd create a sea of information that surpassed what my brain alone can accomplish. Humanity would share one mind. That's an interesting idea. So I'd be able to study medicine for all the world naturally. Ooh, but if you everyone share their conflicting ideologies, wouldn't that all bias lead to trouble? Yeah, you sure are a sharp one, Knight of the Sea, but science would never progress if you spent all day worried about stuff like that. So I like that he's aware of the concerns. That's your problem, Vegapunk. You shrug off sacrifice and then in progress. That's why my dad's been turned into a heartless weapon. Stop it, Barney. Being Saber is defective, but give it a rest. I know it cuts well enough. I tested earlier. Turn my dad back to if you think about saying no, don't be hasty, Bonnie. Killing him would make you lots of enemies. Hit the off switch, Bonnie. That beam attracts a ludicrous number of bugs. Zat! Check it out, Bonnie. A giant stag beetle. He's focused on the beetles. So she got knocked out as the bugs. This isn't the time for beetles. Look her, she fainted. Ah, that makes perfect sense. Of course Bonnie wants me dead. It's ironic that one of my many failures saved me. Speaking of which, you guys were recently in water, correct? Huh? You wouldn't want to happen to know whether a dragon just like Haru really appeared there. Oh, you're talking about Momo. Here we go. I did not expect this. We're gonna get to hear why the dragon was defective. Suppose he ate the defective part I left him. Sorry. Defective? What do you mean? That was an artificial fruit, devil fruit I synthesized. I made it after 20 years of researching Kaido's lineage factor. It costs countless resources, but I couldn't get it quite right. Oh, so that's why he's the same as Kaido, but worked out just fine. He can still spit fire, and he's super strong. He's the guardian deity of Wano. You really made that awesome. And his color, pink. So right there, everyone's like the only defect they could see was maybe the fact that it was pink and not as blue. If that was the only defect, it's not a defect to a lot of people, but to Vegapunk it might still be because he has such high perfection. Drat, you see another moment you'll feel it. What's wrong with that? I get it. He's their genius and perfectionist. There we go, Jinbei. Nice. Love that Jinbei's the one saying it. What about this robot? You made it too, right, man? Old man, make a move. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This is the legendary Iron Giant that attacked the Holy Land of Maryjoyce about 200 years ago. So it attacked Maryjoyce. Nice. 200 years ago, yes, but it was built over 900 years ago. What? No way. Its objective remains unknown. I heard it ran out of power before it could cause any casualties. Either way, I'm sure the scientists at the time were absolutely flabbergasted. Such advanced technology would have seemed totally alien to them. None of them could tell where it came from or what it was trying to do. It seems the world government ordered its destruction, but the scientists of the time couldn't help their curiosity. That's why they hid it here to be passed down without the government's knowledge. Nice. Good job in finding this place. From the town, the entrance should look like a wall. We just stumbled here since we were old and senile. Yeah, we were playing lost. Oh, that's a shame. 200 years ago. So now we're shifting to the other group with Robin, Frankie, and they're looking at the original Shock Top. The fisherman rights movement started to gain ground. So 200 years ago. That's right around the time fisherman rights started to gain ground. So you're saying the robot climbed the ground red line, most likely. I created Vega Force 1 based on what I learned from it, but I lacked the scientific prowess to reverse engineer every aspect of it. It's difficult to believe that this mechanized soldier was made over 900 years ago. That's something even you couldn't create. It's power source. Here we go. So here's why. So people say, well, he's a genius, but he just borrowed. There's 50-50. Some stuff is probably his own. Some stuff he did borrow, but there's still some stuff that he could not recreate. And this is it. It's power source. In the past, they had a power source that would upend our modern idea of what's possible. Well, at any rate, it's good to know Luffy and the others are okay. Who's that girl, though? That's Julia Bonney. She's a pirate. I thought the one we saw before was a little girl. And the way Vegapunk's head works is crazy. I truly did a terrible thing to Bonney. Yeah, you should get down and beg her to forgive you, old man. You young dolt looks like you know nothing about it. There's something I have to give her. Regardless, I feel like fate brought you here today, Straw Luffy. Please, can you take me away from Egghead Island? Wow, this would be cool. Switching to Cipher Pole 0. Wow, this is Cipher Pole. Request entry to Egghead Port. What poorly trained pets? Reports indicate that Julia Bonner responded making her way there. That pest keeps slipping away from us. She served her purpose. Let's just terminate her on sight. Shaka. There's a government ship. It'd be bad if they found us harboring pirates. What does that have to do with us? Now, why did they bring Rob Lucci. I say we just hand this riffraff over. After all, that Lucci fellow is an assassin, right? No, that guy's still around. Usopp and Robin. What? Rob Lucci, hurry up and give us our legs back. Don't worry, Robert Chan. I'll protect him no matter how many times he comes back. Good old Sanji. Tell them to hand over the Sephirim and leave. We're declining the request to dock. Shaka's your nice. I doubt agents of the world government will respond well to that, so prepare for battle. Nice. Kambaka Kingdom Grand Line. Dragon saying, Kuma's acting weird. Kuma, wait, we're trying to repair you. Kuma saying, what's wrong? Is he still being controlled by the Navy? Kuma, where are you going? You're in no state to move like that. You're still not yourself. What's with him? I don't know. Kuma-san, come back. Talk to us, Kuma. Where do you want to go so bad? He's like, stay with us. We are not done fighting. The Revolutionary Army is just getting started. A mad dash to where? So, one possible spoiler I heard online was the fact that Kuma's brain had been moved to the actual Seraphim. And this might explain that. So, this was a good lore chapter. I still liked the last chapter more. I would say this was a 7 or 8 after me. I have a feeling the next one will be probably set up. I had the ones after that will be really good. So disappointing we're on break, but I was hoping for a little more from this, but because everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a high chapter. This was a good chapter, but we're still like to see more from it. So the big thing that stayed out to me is the fact that Vegapunk has the brain fruit. His brain is on the island. The apple thing is an antenna. All the Shaka's brains are linked, and their knowledge, once per day, they link up to it and they share their knowledge. He would possibly like to have everyone's knowledge linked together. Problem is, they say, is the different ideologies what could lead to issues, which I like that they're at least conscientious of that. I like the fact that he talked about Momo's for devil fruit, the dragon. Literally, the fact that the defect is the fact that it's pink. Everything else is spot on. And so Jinbei is like, literally, he's a perfectionist. The giant. So the fact that it attacked the world government 200 years ago, but it was built 900 years ago. And then we get to the fact that Cypher Pool has appeared, and the other Vegapunk's like, hey, we need to get the pirates over. And he's like, no, we're not doing that. And then the fact that Vegapunk wants to leave the island. So I could see where Cypher Pool destroys most of the Vegapunks, but one or two, and then one of them goes with the Straw Hats as a temporary companion. We always seem like we get temporary companion. I like the idea of Drew Bonney and one of the Shakas. I would say Shaka either. I would say original Vegapunk or Shaka. Good. I like that Shaka logic. I like that idea of him going. I like that one the most. So I said I'm looking forward to what happens my next chapter, but the following after it. So right before Christmas, I'm hoping we get a really juicy chapter before like Christmas, right before Christmas break, renew. That would be exciting and interesting to see. So this has been Jolly Green 1990. If you liked the video, leave a like. Didn't like it, leave a dislike with a comment as to why. We are on break. There should be some other manga and anime stuff coming up. I will try to review. I will do a review for this, probably not this weekend, but next. And that'll have everything to tell and do what I've liked about Egghead Island. So, Jolly Green 1990 signing off. Bye, YouTube.